Okay, before we start taking some notes, just going to give you an overview of what taxes actually are, because as 7th grade students, you probably don't deal with a lot of taxes. Your parents deal with them more. So, governments can get money in various ways. They can charge fees for things such as driver's license, but almost every government gets money simply by demanding a certain amount from its citizen, and this money is called a tax. So the items that are usually taxed are like any goods and services that are not a necessity to living. Okay, so like going out to a restaurant, on your receipt you'll see usually some type of tax. Going to the grocery store and buying some groceries that are not necessary, like maybe donuts or like ice cream, those items will also be taxed. TVs, iPhones, you'll see some tax on there as well. So what is the purpose of taxes? Government collects taxes for several purposes. The most important purpose is to get money to pay for government services. So some government services would include army or police, road building, and even public education. So when you guys go to school. And then governments also use taxes to try and change people's behaviors. So they put high tobacco taxes, so hopefully it will help people to stop smoking because they won't want to buy the cigarettes because they're so expensive. And there's different types of taxes. The most tax that we'll be working with in math class is sales tax, so that's buying something and then getting taxed for what you're buying. But there's also income taxes, which when you guys eventually get jobs, part of your money will go to the government that you earn, and property taxes, so the house that you're living in, whether your parents own it or you're renting, part of your rent and mortgage also go back to the government. Okay, so again, the most common one that we'll be dealing with is sales tax. So when people buy goods and services, they often pay sales tax on top of the price. Sales tax is usually a certain percentage of a selling price. In the United States, each state has its own sales tax. However, many countries have national sales tax, and European countries have a form of sales tax that's called value-added tax. So since you guys live in the state of Pennsylvania, the sales tax for the state of Pennsylvania is 6%. Okay, so if you go to a restaurant, let's just say McDonald's, and buy a burger for $5, so your subtotal would be $5, and then you need to add in the 6% sales tax, which is 30 cents, so you'll end up paying $5.30 for that burger. Okay, so it's a brief overview of what taxes are. So let's take a look at your practice problems for today. Okay, so it's switching over to your guided notes. So tax. So we find tax just the same way that we found discount, except when we find the price including tax, we're going to add instead of subtracting. Okay, so let's look at this practice problem. A coat is on sale for $76. The tax is 8%. What is the amount of tax? So again, we're going to be setting up two fractions. So we're going to have x over the dollar amount given in the problem. And then we're going to have our percent, and that is always over 100. Okay, so no matter what that percent is, it's going to be over 100. Then from here, we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to do 76 times 8. Which gives you 608. Then we're going to do 100 times x, and that gives you 100x. Then we'll divide each side by 100, and we get x equals 6.08. So what does that mean? That is dollars, so that is actually $6.08. So the amount of tax that needs to be added on to the price is $6.08. Okay, so this is the amount of tax. And then we have number 2. What is the price of the coat including tax? So it says the coat is on sale for $76. And then we need to include, which means we're going to add our tax. So $76 plus $6.08 gives you a grand total of $82.08 for the coat. Okay, so number 1 should look pretty familiar because that's how we found discount. And then number 2, instead of subtracting, we are going to be adding the original price plus the amount of tax to get your price that you're paying out of your pocket.